Yo, what's up? This is your boy Derek Brunch here of Saint Discussions on Strike 7 Sports. In today's video, I'm going to provide a game-by-game prediction of each of the 17 games that are on the New Orleans Saints 2023 regular season schedule. So as you see here, I have the Saints going 11-6. 11-6 record, winning the NFC South title this year. Picking up where they left off in 2020, which was the last time they won the NFC South title. So just want to put this out here, a little disclaimer that all of this stuff is subject to change. These predictions, the score, not the scores, but the record, the predictions, all could change based on how the flow of the season is for the New Orleans Saints. Now, this ain't a full-blown game preview like I usually do in articles or videos in regard to the Saints. This is just a quick little synopsis of what I believe is going to happen, how the season is going to play out for the Saints based on the opponents they play against and how their rosters are constructed and what I think is going to happen when the Saints play these teams at that given time. So, like I said, it gets subject to change. So So we're gonna start off by this week one, big game against Tennessee Titans. A game that pretty much, I would say the vibe of it has changed significantly based on the moves the Titans made. Titans made in the offseason when they signed DeAndre Hopkins. And something to think about now is that you got it's a good test for the Saints rush defense. You know what I'm saying? And we get to see how that defense has improved since they added new personnel to it. But I think that, close game, either way, I think, now that you got to factor in DeAndre Hopkins, Derrick Henry, the other elements that could come into play. Close game, but I got the Saints winning it. So I'm going to put a W right here as you start off the season 1-0. Next week, the following week, Monday Night Football against the Carolina Panthers. They're playing against a Carolina team that is, based on what I've seen from Carolina, don't have a really good offensive line, but to work with their quarterback, Bryce Young. So right now, it's good to play the Panthers while Bryce Young is still figuring things out in the earlier, portion of the season. So with that being said, I got Carolina winning this game. Not Carolina, I got the Saints winning this game as well. So I give them a W. So they're 1-0. All right. Now we're gonna scroll down to the Green Bay Packers. They go on the road to play Green Bay at home. Not at home. They go on the road to play the Packers. Good thing about this game, it's early, similar to Bryce Young and the Panthers. Maybe Jordan Love is still figuring things out as a quarterback. It could go either way. We don't really know what to make of Jordan Love now since he's the starter now in Green Bay. But for this game, I believe the Saints are the better team. Aaron Rodgers is no longer there. Devontae Adams is no longer there. No longer have Alan Lazard. No longer have Randall Cobb. But the Saints win this game. So that's a W. Another win. Now they're 3-0. Buccaneers, they come back at the Dome against Tampa Bay. Easy win. It shouldn't be that much said. I mean, I just don't see the Bucks putting up a fight with Baker Mayfield at the Dome. Mike Evans, you got his situation going on now. No running game. Well, they got Rashad White, who I think it may be an upgrade over Leonard Fournette. Still got Chris Godwin. Still got Mike Evans. Defense still, components of that defense still there. But I think the Saints win this game based on Tampa Bay being severely weakened by the quarterback position now with Baker Mayfield on the center. So I'm going to give the Saints a W in week 4 against Tampa Bay. Week 5, I think the winning ways continue. They go on the road to play the New England Patriots. To play New England at Foxborough. So I mean, New England, they don't have wide receivers that really bother me. They got Juju Smith-Schuster. Um, they got Rondre Stevenson, the running back. Tight end, they got dang, can't forget the guy's name. But they beat the New England Patriots to go improve by a to a 5-0 record. So that's another win right there. You know what I'm saying? So they head back, they get a W, and they head back to the Super. They play well. They don't go back to Superdome. They go back to up to Houston, play the Texans, play another rookie QB, and um he's still figuring things out like Bryce Young, and that roster is just clearly not that good. They have some good pieces on there right now, but they're still young as well. So easy win for the Saints. I got them going 7-0, 7-0, 6-0 by week 6. So that's another W for the New Orleans Saints. All right, big game right here. This is a big game. Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a huge game, and I think that this matchup could have that San Francisco versus the Saints, 49ers versus Saints type of feel to it, like it was in 2019, where it was just a back and forth shootout between the two teams. And I think in this game, this is the game where the Saints take their first loss of the season. It will be at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think the Jaguars are really good. They have some weapons that could really hurt the Saints. That could really challenge the Saints defense on the outside. On the outside, in particular, you got Calvin Ridley, who's had some success against the Saints back in the day when he was a member of the Atlanta Falcons. So I have the Saints losing this game to take their first loss on the season. They will be 6-1 by this time, and they'll go. They play. They come home. They come home for that game. Go on the road again to play the Indianapolis Colts, and they take care of business, playing against another rookie quarterback in Anthony Richardson. So that's another win. That's another win for the Saints. They'll be 7-1 by then. 7-1. They come home against the Chicago Bears. That could be a challenging matchup for them. But I think the Saints rally to win that game to improve to 8-1. It's another win. Now you go to Minnesota. You go to Minnesota, right? To play the Minnesota Vikings. Team that has given you issues over the past. Whenever these outside the game in 2020, when Alvin Kamara had the 6 touchdowns, I believe it was 6 or 7 touchdowns. The Minnesota Vikings have given the New Orleans Saints troubles over the years, and I think that's going to continue to happen in this game. It's going to be a close game, but Minnesota playing at home is going to favor them, and I think they're going to pull out a victory over the Saints. So the Saints fall in this game. So they'll be at that time they'll be 8-2. 8-2 in that game. In that game. Right now, 8-2 record. All right, 8-2. He's going to bye. He played the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. Falcons head week. First of the 2-game series to start off this year's version of the hated rivalry between the two teams. I got the Saints taking down Desmond Ridder and Atlanta Falcons in a close one. Might even win it by a field goal. So by that time, Saints will be 9-2. So that's a win. All right, that's a win. Come back home in the dome. That's a home game. My mistake. That's a home game. My bad. You come back home in the Superdome to play the Detroit Lions. You playing against, your one of your former assistants, Dan Campbell, who knows you pretty well. I believe, hopefully, maybe this is the game where CD Deuce will go up against one of his former teams in the Saints. Lions got similar to Jacksonville in Minnesota. The Lions got some personnel that may give the Saints some issues in this matchup. I think Detroit give the Saints another loss on the season, so there will be nine in that by that time, man, there will be 9-3, 9-3 in that game. They'll be 9-3. That's an L. I'll give them an L in that matchup. They come back home in the dome in this game, in this matchup right here. This will come as a shock to you, but I'm gonna give the Carolina Panthers the win in this matchup. I think this is gonna come around a time where I don't think they're a playoff team, but Carolina's a team. It's a time where it's gonna be a period where Carolina starts to figure things out. They're gonna start to figure things out, and Bryce Young will start pulling off some crazy stuff. He's a really good quarterback. I think Bryce Young is gonna be a really good quarterback once he start improving the weapons around him. And I think they come into the dome and it beats the Saints in this matchup. So with that being said, that's another L for the Saints. And then drop down to 9-4. Another L. All right. So after that, they come back. They still remain in the dome, at the dome, to play the New York Giants. And we know what happened last time they played. Saints had a big lead on them. Giants came back, beat them in overtime. This could be a close matchup because I think the Giants, I don't have them making the playoffs as a lock to make the playoffs, but there will be a team that will be on the bubble, in my opinion. If you read my you went to go to the Strike Seven Sports website, where I break down my NFC, my 7 playoff teams for the NFC. I have the Giants listed as a bubble team that could possibly make the playoffs. In this matchup, they pull one out against the Saints. They beat the Saints in this matchup, so they take an L. Saints take an L in this game to drop down to 10-5 to 9-5. They pull one out in the dome. So by this time, Saints will be on a 3-game losing streak. Everybody will be up in arms, stressing out. Fire Dennis Allen, fire Pete Carmichael, do this, do that. But the thing is, you got 9 wins on your resume. 9 wins, 5 losses, right? 9 wins, 5 losses. You still in a good position to position yourself for a playoff berth in the division. You still in control of the division. Atlanta Falcons, they're fighting to get where you at, but they're in a hole. That's how I'm seeing it play out. They're in a hole, right? So this is what's gonna happen, right? Saints are gonna win. They're gonna go to LA, beat the Rams. They're gonna beat the Rams to go to 10-5. Beat the Bucks to go to 11-5. To go to 11-5, right? And they'll lose to the Atlanta Falcons the last game of the season at home. And the good thing is, by this time, hopefully by week 17, the division will be wrapped up. The Saints will be NFC South champions at 10-5, at 11-5. But I don't know if Dennis Allen's gonna. I know it's a big game because of the rivalry, but is it really worth it? to have you risk your starters, excuse me, your key players injury by playing in this game. So I think certain starters will get pulled back. Saints take a L. I mean, they may play for pride. They may continue to put the starters out there and play, but it may be similar to what happened in 2017, where they won the division against Tampa Bay or over. Well, not only against Tampa Bay, but they won the NFC South. They played against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2017. And they try to fight it, fight against the Bucks, play against them. Tampa Bay end up beating them in a close game. So that might happen in this matchup. Falcons get their revenge, win the game. They don't make the playoffs though. They improved to 9-8. They miss out on the playoffs. Saints, when they go to 11-6, they're the division champions, and they go to the playoffs. Back in the playoffs for the first time since 2020. And that's how I see it playing out. I have the Saints split with the Atlanta Falcons this season. I have them winning the NFC South 11-6. They split with Carolina. They beat the Rams, Bucks, lose against the Giants, lose against Panthers, lose against the Lions, won against Atlanta the first matchup, lose against Minnesota, beat Chicago, beat Indianapolis, lose to Jacksonville, beat Houston, beat New England, beat Tampa Bay, beat Green Bay, beat Carolina, beat Tennessee this week. I'd have a more in-depth article on this game the next few days on the Strike 7 Sports website. But that's how I see it playing out this season. Saints 11-6. In that same article I was talking about, I believe the Saints will be playing against the Seattle Seahawks in the wild card round of the playoffs in the Superdome. So that'll be the matchup. That's how the Saints projected to be the third seed in the NFC playoff picture this season. So that's how I see it playing out. Saints going 11-6, winning the NFC South. All right. All right. So that's all I have for y'all for right now. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. What record do you have the Saints finishing the season at? Do you have them winning the division, or just have them as a wild card team? Also, check out strike7sports.com/Saints for latest content on the One Saints organization. I have a new article out right now titled "The Saints Get Their First Crack at Derrick Henry." Have a blessed day. Peace. I'm out. Who that?